I don't mind if you're making the noise, but just do your Duolingo. Right, this is and I mean mine, as in I'm keeping this, it's a present to myself, from Guitar, an original Shure SH55 Series 2. And this is basically an Elvis mic, and I want to keep it. So, of all the mics, when I had about 100 available to my kids, I said to my youngest daughter, which one would you like? Pick any and you can keep it. And she picked a chrome yoga Elvis impersonating mic, which isn't this. So this is a proper Shure SH55 Series 2. So it's made by Shure as opposed to by some knockoff manufacturer. Or indeed a fake. There are some fakes of this particular mic out there that look very, very realistic. If you know what to look for, you can spot a fake, or if indeed you're holding it, you can probably tell. But nevertheless, this is a proper Shure. I've gone and spent more money because I want to keep this one. So this one's come from Guitar. So shout out to you at Guitar. And it's a really nice mic, so this one's a keeper. I'll be keeping this as my cardioid dynamic 57 equivalent, so where some people have a 57 or a 58 in their mic locker, this mic serves as that function should I ever need it for instrument purposes. I don't know if I ever need a SM57 to mic up a guitar cab. I don't play guitar. Should my daughters ever need that particular type of mic, I've got a cardioid dynamic from Shure that I can use for that purpose. But for the most part, this is just going to sit on display. So it might as well be an authentic Shure rather than a Yoga if it's going to be there sat not being used. But it will get, like now, occasional use. I'm sure I will find uses for it. But yeah, it's a cool mic. Many of the people who I know that have used this mic have said that they've used it for its look only. That is to say, they don't actually end up recording with it. They just end up dangling it in front of a pop star so they can see how it looks on camera rather than the actual sound of it. Now, I've asked my girls to do as they do while I'm using this microphone, as it is a stage mic. So it's designed to block out stuff around you. And with my youngest daughter finishing off her tea and my eldest daughter doing her Japanese lessons on Duolingo, it's a good opportunity to see what the rejection's like. Now, this is actually one of two microphones that I've purchased for myself. This one being a bit more exciting, although it's the cheaper of the two mics. The other one's a bit more boring in terms of its origin as well. It's just come from Amazon, which is the Shure SM7B, which everyone will be familiar with. It's a very boring microphone from that point of view, although it is dearer than this microphone. So it's a more expensive microphone, but it's not really an instrument mic. It is more likely to actually get used by me on a daily basis if I like it, that is. So for close miking, it's going to be either this or the SM7B. I'll assume that the SM7B is going to be better in terms of its tone, better in terms of its general use being on a yoke. It'll go on the end of my boom arm. But this is just cool. I just like this, and I want a mic that's like an SM57. And when I was trying out some of the fakes to keep, some of the trolls, admittedly, from the Globe side were making these comments. It's like, why don't you just go and buy a real Shure? It's like they're not difficult to get hold of. It's like, yeah, but do you want to spend 100 or 150 bucks on an SM57 or a 58? Nah, it's boring. So I bought this, which is much less boring, but basically the same thing, albeit with a bit of grill noise. So it's a really old-fashioned Elvis-designed SH55 Mark II. What more can I say about it? It's cool. It's an Elvis mic. You gotta love it. So there we go. You can hear how the rejection does with Eleanor mucking around on her iPad and Clover banging around in the background. Now, given that this mic is actually probably pointing kitchenward, you might have heard a lot of Clovers banging just then. But I'm probably going to round out this to say happy birthday to me. This is my present to myself. I bought it with the money my mother gave me for my birthday. So there we go. This is what I've bought myself. Same with the SM7B. That's a present to myself with birthday money. And the other things I've bought are, I don't know if you can see them in the background, there's a couple of shock mounts that I've bought for the already in existence or already in my possession Procasters. So I've got a couple of those should my daughter and I ever do a two-person podcast. That's the mics I'll be using. I've also bought boring things like mic stands. I bought 3 of them that I'll be using. I'll actually spin this around so you can see exactly what I'm talking about because one of them's out. So that mic stand there next to the fan, to boom stand, so it can have a Procaster on the end of it, and there's 3 others. One I already had, 2 are new. So I've got 3 in total that are new boom stands. And hopefully that keeps me in focus, we'll see. Oh, I've got to remember I'm not on a shotgun mic while I'm mumbling away. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to round out this video on that particular note. So the SM7B will get another video like this with me introducing it as my microphone. So what else can I do on this video? Maybe round down what mics I've got. So in total, I'm going to end up with a mic locker. So while I've been selling these microphones, each time I come across something that I like, I keep it. So this is an exception. I've bought this. I've gone out and actually purchased this microphone intentionally, like I wanted it, and I've bought it. Same with the SM7B. I kind of want that, or wanted, past tense. Can't believe I bought one, but I have. It was my birthday. That's my justification. But I wanted that mic, and now I've purchased it. Unlike the other things which I purchased to sell, which are opportunistic, I just see them. If I can buy them for a good price, I'll buy them and I'll flip them for a profit, which is why I'm in a position to buy things like this and the SM7B. But I've already got several mics that I also purchased, 2 of which I, like this, wanted, although I did get both of them cheap on eBay as part of the cycle of buying mics. Unlike this mic, my Neumann, I wanted, but was buying it like I would be buying it to flip. That is to say, I bought it at a very, very good price and then immediately fell in love with it as a replacement for my Rode that I was using for many, many years. And that is this fluffy thing that you can see behind me. That's my KMR 81i. I also intentionally wanted to achieve a large diaphragm condenser sound from the Neumann range. I ended up with their cheapest small diaphragm condenser, not their cheapest microphone I might say, but their cheapest small diaphragm condenser, which is this one behind me, which is the TLM 102. I've also got a couple of Bayer Dynamics, again one you can see behind me just here up in the air on the end of a boom pole, which is the MCE 91E, and I've also got a GM 303 in my SSL2. It's a gooseneck that's there ready to rock and roll all the time, so that's permanently connected to the desk, like a talkback mic, but nice. Although it does have fairly high noise at about 23, 24 dBA, which isn't great. Anyway, that aside, those are my biodynamics. Obviously, I've got the 2 Rhodes, the 2 Procasters, this, which is a Shure SH55 Series 2. I've got the SM7B on the way, and I've also got a 412, which is a Shure gooseneck. That's my daughter's. It's got a hypercardioid cartridge on the end of it, which is called an RB84, I'm going to say, or 184, I think it's called. And that's a hypercardioid, or supercardioid rather, cartridge, which I upgraded the 416, which is behind me, but you can't see me. I think my chair's in the way. This one. That's the 412, sorry, not 416. And then I've got the 816, which is a shotgun microphone, and that's it. That's my mic locker. Hopefully this has been nice and clear. I don't know how this has sounded. This is the literal first time I've used this microphone. I have absolutely no idea how it's performing. I should really make a note of how far I've been away, probably several feet most of the time, but I would call it 6 to 8 inches generally speaking, as it points at my mouth in frame, looking pretty, with a pop filter on it, because I do want to use this take. As I ramble through, though, I will end up publishing this video, as it's going to be my mic for doing things like this, as will the 7B. Presumably that'll be the one that ends up doing this, because I'll just flick it round if it's on the end of my boom pole. Although that might be my Neumann, so we'll see. I'm just going to try these mics out and see how I get on with them. But this is, generally speaking, if this ends up being that mic, how it would be set up. It would be on the end of a boom pole, ready to rock and roll, with the kids doing things, so I can do videos like this, with my wife floating around and people making noise. That's what a dynamic cardioid should do for you. And that's what I'm going to be using this one for in this instance, with all the noise going on. And we'll see how it gets on in terms of rejection. I'm going to round out this video here.